The Amazon tracking system is still logging every movement your body makes right now, and OSHA can't stop it. The agency investigated. They issued citations. Amazon contested them. The system didn't stop. Right now, in over 1,000 fulfillment centers, an algorithm is logging every pause, every idle second, every hesitation, filed permanently under your name. Amazon calls it the Operations Management System. Officially, it's a productivity tool, a way to ensure packages move from shelf to truck in time for prime delivery promises. The company says it helps workers understand their own performance. They say it makes warehouses safer. That's the version in the shareholder letter. Amazon has used algorithmic monitoring in fulfillment centers since at least 2019, when internal documents surfaced showing workers were being terminated by automated systems with no human review. At the time, Amazon defended the practice as standard operational management. Congress asked questions. Nothing changed. The system got bigger. Here's what it's actually doing. Every Amazon fulfillment worker carries a handheld scanner. That scanner doesn't just read barcodes. It generates a persistent identifier tied to that specific worker, logging every scan, every delay between scans, every moment the scanner goes idle. Amazon calls the metric time off task, TOT. If your scanner goes quiet for more than a few minutes, the system flags it. Not a manager, the system, automated. That flag generates what Amazon internally calls a productivity coaching event, a paper trail, the first step in a termination sequence. Workers have been fired without a single human ever reviewing their case. The scanner generated the flag. The flag triggered the process. The process ended the job. And every one of those events lives in a file tied to that persistent identifier. A file that doesn't expire. A file that follows the worker. OSHA investigated this. In 2022 and 2023, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration opened formal inquiries into Amazon fulfillment centers in New York and New Jersey. The complaint was specific. The pace demanded by Amazon's tracking system was injuring workers at rates nearly double the industry average. OSHA issued citations. Amazon contested them, and here is the institutional failure. OSHA has no legal authority to mandate how fast a company can require its employees to work. The agency can document injury rates. It cannot touch the algorithm generating those rates. The citations were settled at a fraction of the original penalty. Amazon paid. Nothing changed. The system kept running. And here's the part nobody reported. After the OSHA inquiry closed, Amazon didn't scale the surveillance back. They scaled it up. In 2023, Amazon deployed AI-powered cameras into dozens of fulfillment centers, systems built to detect what the scanners couldn't. Posture, hand speed, whether a worker paused too long at a station. The cameras feed into the same operations management system, the same persistent identifier, the same automated flag architecture. What changed is the input. Before, the system knew where your scanner was. Now it knows where your hands are, how your body moves, whether your pace is decelerating. And that data is correlatable across shifts, across weeks, across facilities. Your record moves with you. The identifier doesn't reset when you transfer locations. Amazon calls this a safety feature. The cameras are designed, they say, to detect unsafe lifting technique before injury occurs. That framing is accurate and almost entirely irrelevant, because the same data stream that flags an unsafe lift also feeds the productivity engine. It's the same pipe. The correction and the punishment share an input. OSHA has no jurisdiction over how a company uses internal camera footage. The FTC has no mechanism to compel data minimization for warehouse employee monitoring. There is no federal workplace privacy law covering this. The gap isn't an oversight, it's the architecture. Right now, if you ordered anything from Amazon in the last 48 hours, a worker's body data was logged in the process of fulfilling it, not as a side effect, as the primary mechanism. The safety system and the discipline system are the same system. The data that measures whether someone gets hurt is the same data that measures whether they get fired. Amazon's own federally mandated injury filings show fulfillment center rates remaining above the industry average through 2024. The cameras are newer. The algorithm is faster. The persistent identifiers are richer. And it's still running across 1,000 facilities, hundreds of thousands of workers, generating a permanent file on every body in every building, every shift, every day. No pause, no oversight, no federal agency possessing the legal authority to require it to stop. The regulator tried. Amazon sent lawyers, the citations dissolved. The system didn't. The surveillance system generates injury data. Amazon has that data. It shows which quotas, which algorithmic demands, which job tasks are breaking human bodies at documented scale. They built the system that collected it. They have the evidence, and they have not changed the quotas. So who decided that the data proving the harm was less important than the data driving the productivity? And why does the answer to that question live in an internal dashboard that no federal agency has ever been allowed to see?